It's not fabricated. His mama told him. And Wanda wrote an affidavit. The affidavit's been out there all this time, all these years. Now, all of a sudden, it's fabricated? First of all, everybody, this case has been going on since 2000, I want to say 2011. It's been 14 years. 14 years of us pursuing, in the beginning, paternity, and then after that, the damages and all the things that go along with litigating fraud. Let's get that clear, right? There has been no maternity after that. What we're doing right now in California against Mr. Carter, Jay-Z, we are looking for damages, everybody. We're not looking to go back and do any kind of do-over, if you will, of a state court. Let's get that clear, right? This case that we're doing is not about paternity. It is about fraud and fraud upon.
This case centers on Rymir Carter, who says Jay-Z is his father. Things have taken a dramatic turn. Honestly, I didn't think Jay-Z or Beyonce would address the claim that Rymir might be Jay-Z's son, but they actually did. Jay-Z revealed that back in 2022, Rymir was given a court order for filing too many baseless lawsuits. Now, he's asking the court to dismiss Rymir's latest federal case immediately. From what he said, it seems Jay-Z believes Rymir is only after money. Reports claim Beyonce feels the same. In fact, some sources say they even convinced Rymir to drop the case. I'll explain everything in detail soon. You've probably seen bits of this story in recent weeks, but here's a quick recap for anyone who hasn't been following. Recently, Rymir and his godmother Lily Coley filed a new case against Jay-Z. The judge gave Jay-Z until July 18th to respond. Here's what the order says. Jay-Z was granted extra time to reply to the lawsuit, moving his deadline to July 18th, 2025. Lily began the case on May 6th, 2025. Proof that Jay-Z was officially notified was filed on May 29th, showing he was served on May 19th. Another proof of notice was added on June 13th. On June 15th, Lily asked for a default ruling because Jay-Z hadn't responded, but the court denied it the next day. She tried again on June 16th, and that request is still waiting for a decision. The order also mentions that Lily stated on June 16th she hadn't heard from Jay-Z or his lawyer. But Jay-Z's lawyer claimed she had emailed Lily several times since June 11th and even provided copies of the emails. She also said she spoke with Lily by phone about needing more time. Because of these conflicting statements, the judge reminded both sides of the responsibilities under court rules. In Jay-Z's request for an extension, he said he didn't learn about the lawsuit until June 3rd. He also questioned whether the legal notice was handled correctly, but decided to respond anyway. His lawyer explained she had tried to arrange an extension with Lily but got no answer. Since they couldn't agree, Jay-Z formally asked the court for more time, which the judge approved. This all traces back to Rymir's mother, Wanda, who allegedly had a short relationship with Jay-Z in 1992. It happened at Jay-Z's aunt's apartment in Brooklyn after they met in Philadelphia. They used protection, but it reportedly failed. Aside from one more visit 2 weeks later, they never saw each other again, and Wanda lost contact with him. When Rymir was about 8, Wanda told him she believed Jay-Z was his father. At first, her then-boyfriend Robert Graves was listed as the father on Rymir's birth certificate. But in 2011, a DNA test proved Robert wasn't the father and his name was removed. Wanda told Rymir she had only been involved with Jay-Z and Robert. So if Robert wasn't the father, Jay-Z likely was.
My mom had to sit down with me. I guess she thought I was old enough to know now. And she been saying Sean Carter, that's what she was calling him at first before she was calling it Jay-Z. And I really didn't know who that was because I was young and, had my little brother and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but this was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. And she continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years.
There are claims that Wanda tried to get Jay-Z to take responsibility. She even filed for child support, but the case was dismissed because it was filed in the wrong state and never submitted again. At the time, Jay-Z's lawyer also said he wasn't interested in seeking custody of Rymir. Since then, Rymir has been urging Jay-Z to take a DNA test, but he's always refused. The family has been trying for over 10 years to get him to agree, without success. One possible reason is that admitting anything would mean acknowledging Wanda, who was 16 when she had Rymir. That could imply Jay-Z was involved with someone underage. Wanda's godmother has supported this idea, saying she once got a call from Jay-Z's in-house lawyer. At first, it seemed like they might handle things privately. They even talked about Rymir's talent in music and the possibility of him signing with Jay-Z's label. But because Rymir was still in school, she declined. After new lawyers got involved, the attitude shifted. She believes they realized Wanda's age at the time made the situation riskier for Jay-Z. The tension between Jay-Z and the family has gone on for years. Rymir even tried to take the matter to the Supreme Court, but they said they didn't have the power to reopen the case or unseal the records. He then brought it to the appellate division of the New Jersey Superior Court. That too has been difficult. Jay-Z's lawyers argued he didn't live in or own property in New Jersey, so he shouldn't have to take a paternity test there. So far, Rymir hasn't been able to force him to take one. Recently, the court told Jay-Z to respond to the newest complaint. In his reply, Jay-Z said he's been dealing with years of harassment from Rymir and his godmother. He claimed multiple courts have already reviewed and dismissed the same accusations. He hasn't directly confirmed or denied being Rymir's father. Jay-Z stated that Rymir, his late mother, and his godmother have repeatedly taken him to court over the same false claim, that he's the biological father. His legal team said that during a past case, another man was named the legal father. According to them, Wanda named that man back in 1994, and he was ordered to pay child support. In 2010, the court ruled she couldn't suddenly claim another man, like Jay-Z, was the father nearly 2 decades later, especially since she didn't try to change the original decision earlier. Jay-Z's lawyers listed several court orders over the last 15 years, rejecting Rymir's claims. They argued the new case is just a way to get around a 2022 court order. That order, issued after the family sued one of Jay-Z's lawyers, says Rymir and his godmother can't file new lawsuits about this issue in New Jersey unless they have the court's permission. Jay-Z wants the case thrown out and says they should pay his legal fees. When asked about the 2022 order, Rymir said he wasn't aware of it and had never been officially told. He also claimed that all New Jersey court orders are being appealed because they were based on fraud meant to block a fair legal process and hide what he believes are Jay-Z's lies. Regarding the claim that someone else was his father, Rymir said that man couldn't be because his mother was underage at the time, and he still believes Jay-Z is his biological father. Rymir has said repeatedly that he's not in this for money. In his latest filing, he stated he isn't asking for child support, but rather for compensation for emotional distress, damage to his reputation, loss of support, and legal costs. As for the claim that Jay-Z had no property in New Jersey, Rymir shared what he says is proof to the contrary. He posted part of Tina Knowles' book, which mentioned Jay-Z owning property in New Jersey when this all began. He also pointed out that Jay-Z has had access to his DNA since 2011, so he should already know if he's the father. Rymir's godmother also replied to Jay-Z's filing, saying the court had accepted that the legal papers were properly served and that this case isn't only about paternity.
Fabricated. His mama told him. And Wanda wrote an affidavit. The affidavit's been out there all this time, all these years. Now,
She also said that none of them, Rymir, Wanda, or herself, have ever been found in contempt of court, even though this case has been going on for more than a decade. She believes there's still a lot of confusion about the legal details. I'm not exactly sure what happened next, but on July 22nd, Rymir filed paperwork to withdraw his case. When people began asking questions online, he posted on X, "Hello. Changes were made to my case on July 18th, 2025, around 3:30 p.m. This was done because of updates to the case that we didn't know about. We'll explain soon, but right now it's about my mother." At this point, I'm not sure what's really going on. Rymir has said he'll share his side of the story, so maybe it's just a matter of waiting to hear from him directly. So tell me, what's your take on Jay-Z's reaction to this latest lawsuit and the claim that he's had access to Rymir's DNA since 2012? Do you think Rymir is only after money? Share your thoughts in the comments!